This is Dave Ellis with the first update to the 2-minute drill. We had some good performances, and we'll go over that. We also got an interview. What's up, Andy? How you doing? It's good, man. So we'll go over some of the performances in the first week. Obviously, to a high degree, we are just starting to plan, but we'll see some progress from some guys. I also got an interview here with our newest FSR, Zach, and then we got Derek Cassette as well. So we got a good little show. It's only be about a 20-minute video, but we'll do the update, and then we'll catch you guys soon.
Let's hit it, Dave.
Let's do it, buddy. Let's go.
So I've pulled up Salesforce here. And the first thing I'm going to do is go to the Reports tab. When I'm in the Reports tab, I will be able to find a report. I'll type in 2-minute drill. Report shows up here called the 2-minute drill scorecard. Now what I did is I used a KPA report and I edited it so that the it includes any KPA. You'll see I'll highlight here a filter where there's a current business plan. So as I scroll through this, what you'll see is here you'll see Aaron Kramer has 7 records. The left-hand column is impact events. And in Aaron's case, every single one here he's done with the business plan is an impact event. You'll also see that you can score not just by doing impact events, but any KPA record will score you a point when it's at an account that has a business plan. So here's Drew Johnson at the Deck Superstore. You can see impact event is registered at 0. Units sold 0, registered, that's ProStar 0. His PK total is 4. So he did a store visit and he PK'd 4 people. That counts as 1 point. That's a record. And you can see the note here talking about LTS versus DTT1Z. That counts. So that's how we've determined the score for the first part, which is KPAs conducted at business plans. The second part is the ProStar Blast. So you'll find there's a specific way to format that in the notes. I sent an email about that earlier this week. And if you look at Wyatt's got a good example here. So we'll find Wyatt Finn. And you'll see here at San Lorenzo Lumber in SoCal, he's put in parentheses. He's written 2, end parentheses, ProStars. Then he lists the name, in this case, Chris and Stewart, and they attended because of his email invitation. So I'll be tallying these by hand, manually, by looking through the notes. So please do me a favor and list that exactly that way so I can find it right away, and I'll be able to credit you the points for the email blast. The third way to score points is by doing a phase 1 business plan. If you haven't already, please listen to the podcast / video that Greg Miller, Jordan Barnett, and myself did, where we role played a phase 1 meeting, how that will be. One of the ways, or the way to capture your phase 1 meeting, or for us to score your points on that, is to do SurveyMonkey. Is the SurveyMonkey link I will include in this email. I also included an email earlier that it's the If Then 2019 survey. Again, I don't encourage you to have this survey out during your phase 1 meetings. I would write down the questions that you hope to ask or have them memorized, and then go back later and enter these. So when I get to, you can see here is a regional breakout of how the surveys are done so far. So you can see we get some progress here with the Northeast, Southeast, Midwest, and West. So guys in the Mid-Atlantic and the Upper Midwest, obviously get those entered as quick as you can. I'm sure you guys are doing them. Just get them entered for the score. When I look at the how I tally the points is, in this case, I look through each of the 22 and I say, okay, Connor 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he would score 4 points. And then I'd be able to scroll down here and see more. He's actually got 5. Then you have some from Derek, and so on and so forth. So I've tallied all the points, and without further ado, here is the scorecard, and I'll send that in an email as well. We have the leader right now, after 2 weeks, is Connor Manny, and he's got 16 points, so he's got 10 KPAs. He's got 1 pro that's showing up as a result of his blast, and he's completed 5 phase 1 business plan meetings. So way to go, Connor. You're off to a great start. Nipping at his heels is Derek Cassette, Wyatt Finn, And Drew Johnson, relatively new, getting in and really focused on his business plans. Here he's got 12, followed by a really strong with Jake Adams, Jared Stamper, Michael Cook, and TJ Zirkelbach. So guys, look at this score. If you're not where you want, I know that some of you guys' schedules, you've had other things going on, but definitely prioritize your business plans and make sure that you're sending out those ProStar email blasts. It can be the day of, if it's that short notice is okay. Better to get it 24 to 48 hours. And then also make sure that you're having those phase 1 business plan meetings, and don't shy away from, telling guys when you're a little bit short. Just find out how they can help you get to 100%. So I look forward to starting it off another great week. For our third week, really, when it comes to initiatives, it takes 2 weeks to really settle into the rules and settle into your scheduling. So I expect that week 3, we see some movement on this leaderboard. So guys, have an excellent weekend, and I look forward to updating you all this coming Monday. Also, we'll shift right now to our field sales rep spotlight. So I got an exciting one today where I got both Derek and our newest addition, Zach. We'll spend a couple minutes getting to know them. I am here with Andy Draper. What's up, Andy?
Hey, how you guys doing?
We got who you're looking at right now is Zach. Zach, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Doing well. Welcome to the team. How long have you been with us?
I started last Monday, so I think 9 days now.
Awesome, man. And we're also you're riding with our boy Derek Cassette today. Is that right? There he is.
Yeah. I'm going to be shadowing him since Monday, so until Wednesday.
Very
Learning
good.
a lot.
So we're going to do a 2-for-1 on this video. So we're going to update the 2-minute drill, and then just after this. But really, I want to go through the whole team eventually through a series of calls and just get to know each other. Obviously, Zach, you haven't been around for a winter sales meeting, so this will be the first time basically anybody's going to get a chance to see you and hear you talk. But a couple quick questions, though, and then Derek, I'll ask you the same so the team kind of can get to know you a little bit better, too, even though a lot of people have obviously seen you around. So, Zach, I've heard that people call you Rico. Is that right? Why is that your name?
Yeah, my last name's Jericho, and then
There's 2 Zachs.
with there being 2 Zachs, it just gets kind of confusing. So I was like, all my buddies in college and whatnot, everyone knows me as Rico. So I was like, if it makes it easier, you just call me Rico. It's something I'm used to anyway.
So I'll address you as Zach in serious emails, with your score or whatever. But if we want to be goofy, we'll call you Rico. How about that?
All right, sounds good.
So Zach, where are you from?
I grew up in New Hampshire, but I've lived in Mass for the last 5 years now. I went to school down there, so I kind of call Massachusetts home now, but I go back to New Hampshire a lot.
Very good. We were
just New
saw
England.
your new hire announcement, and Andy and I were both intrigued because it looked like you played hockey for 4 years. So where'd you go to school, and how? And then tell us also like how you got hooked up with Fastmaster. How'd you get the job?
So I went to school at Framingham State. It's like 15 miles outside of Boston. It's kind of a small school, like 6,000 kids. And yeah, I played hockey. I walked on the hockey team there. I played there for 4 years. And then Fastmaster, I was out of school kind of searching around for jobs. I posted my resume on like Career Builder, Indeed. I can't remember exactly which one it was. And then Mark Miller is a recruiter for Fastmaster. He reached out to me, and he just telling me about the opportunity. And I was like, wow, that's actually the sweetest thing I've heard so far. Like, I'm definitely really interested, and I'd be definitely interested in getting into the construction market and fasteners and whatnot. So just talking with him, I interviewed, and it was like a 2-month process or so. Eventually get it on board. But I'm excited about it. Excited to, really get in there.
So what? Just moving along to you personally, because I don't want to ask you any questions about your priorities. You're 1 weekend. But what are like your, aside from playing hockey? What are your hobbies? What do you like doing?
Big in biking. I go up in the White Mountains, up in New Hampshire a lot. Do some backpacking trips up there. Hunting season starting up here. pretty soon, so I usually go for white-tailed deer. And then fishing too. Big outdoors guy outside of work. Trying to catch a tuna fish, but I've been more successful with stripers here on the East Coast.
Hey, well, you use those skills. We have to reel in the contractors now. I'm sure Derek will show you how it's done here for the rest of the week. But welcome to the team, man. We're excited to have you, and I'll see you in January. Hey, Derek, for you, like, how? By the way, I don't even know. I know you've had some jobs prior to Fastmaster. How'd you get hooked up with Fastmaster?
Good old Mark as well. It was actually funny. I was driving into Boston when he set up an interview with McMahon and Ash, and I got lost on the way there in Boston. I'm calling Mark up, screaming on the phone, I don't know where I'm going. He's on GPS helping me guide me to the hotel.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, but Mark's awesome. But Mark's good luck. So.
Derek, didn't you have some experience in the building industry or the STAFTA world prior to taking a job? I felt like you knew your way around tools when you first started, right?
Yeah, I worked for DeWalt.
You work for DeWalt. Excellent.
Yeah.
So what do you like doing for fun?
I keep busy. I like doing like house projects now. Getting into like little furniture stuff and all that. I built an office at my house. Just built a paint easel for my girlfriend. Just random stuff like that. Arts and craftsy.
You've obviously seen some of Tony Rivera's handiwork. Who's better, you or him?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, really? He's got Adirondack chairs up the wazoo and little carts for some beer, and he's a woodworker. He's good at that.
That's cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll have to look at that.
So, Derek, business-wise, I just want to ask you a question about, obviously, you've seen some of the videos we've put out about the 2-minute drill and the initiative. We're still really, it's a week old, so a lot of, we've been putting probably planning. But what's your priority for the rest of the year? Where do you stand on business plans right now, generally, like your percentage overall? And what are you doing, sort of take advantage and get to 100% by the end of the year?
Sure. So naturally, I think, you just have better luck at some places. So there's some business plans that are done or close to done at 100%, some that are lacking. It's just kind of the way your attention gets drawn in different directions, just the nature of it. So to accomplish what I want to achieve 100%, I'm scheduling thin and focusing on mainly the ones that need more attention at the moment. So typically I would schedule out 2 weeks. I'm keeping it to a week or less and just focusing on the yards I made commitments that I haven't met yet.
So when you meet with those accounts, our last video we did with Jordan and Greg is we did a role play on the like the phase 1 business plan where you more or less you can address like where you are with your current business plan. Are you on pace? Are you not? Are you talking to the manager about that? Like, are you actually telling them what percentage you are and reminding them that you made commitments, or are you just kind of plowing away and just working your way through it?
I won't give percentages. I might say like, hey, I'm lacking, but not a percentage amount. And that way I can say, like, I had the conversation at one of my Middleton's accounts, like, hey, I'm behind and I made these commitments. Would you be okay if I do like an impact event 1 week and then another one in 2 weeks? And he was okay with that, strictly to help me. I mean, I think it's because he likes us. And he's willing to help us out if we made that commitment. So, but I haven't gone in there and been like, I said I would do this and I'm only 80% there. You know what I mean?
Do you think? Do you have any accounts that like you aren't on pace because it's been hard to get them to cooperate with you, or has it all just come down to you just haven't necessarily focused on them?
There's a few that I've had kind of a struggle getting full cooperation. I mean, it's ultimately on my hands, I guess. It's more I need to be proactive than rely on them. But
yeah, I'd be curious.
No, I think it's. But
when you revisit those accounts that have been a little tougher, because we all got them that don't cooperate, all that great. They kind of just let you set up the table and that is what it is. I'd be curious if you kind of circle back with them on the commitments you made and just reassure them that your intention is to make sure you get those commitments accomplished. If they're willing to become a little bit more cooperative with you, just understanding that you're a man of your word, so to speak. Most people are very open to that. But Derek and
I know.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I probably should. I mean, I do enough there to feel comfortable enough where I can walk up to the sales manager and say, look, I need one more job site visit to make my commitment to you. Can we set it up? I haven't done that, and I probably should. So.
Yeah, I think that, those are hard conversations to have. I mean, once you have them, they actually become pretty easy, but they can be a little nerve-wracking saying, that you've not lived up to your commitments, or at least not yet. But I think we can use that, to our advantage. And people want to help. If you just ask for help, almost if you just use those words, can you help me do this? Almost everyone would be happy to help you. But there's so often people don't ask for help, or they, time is too late. We still have time right now to make things happen. I don't think I saw you walk across the parking lot. I don't think there's snow where you're at yet. So no. we can still be chugging along at the job sites. And Millsy, in Greg's territory and region, there's always snow. So in July they got to deal with it.
So that's no excuse to them.
No. Well, I got Andy here with me, and since we're broadcasting out to the team, Andy, how in the world did you find Fastmaster and get linked up with us?
I found actually through Dave Ellis, met you through another mutual friend that we knew from college. Come to find out that we both played hockey at the same school, and obviously Dave just being a little bit older, so I hadn't met him till that mutual friend. And as him and I started chatting, he approached me with an opportunity to jump on board with Fast & Master, and actually knew a previous employer of ours that had nothing but great things to say. And I was kind of, as Rico said, I was really intrigued and on board. So that's kind of what got me here, and it's been a little over 2 years later. So
yeah. So now you're a senior FSR. So what's a day look like for you? And how's things going?
Yeah, so day me, it's a little bit different as opposed to being used to going to the lumberyard, setting up your impact events, and then working towards those KPAs and building those relationships. You kind of transfer more to creating leads, whether that's through MIGs that from other companies, or your previous relationships you've had with either your STAFTA or lumberyard accounts, and then driving any of our new housing tools, which more geared towards with FrameFast and PamFast on multifamily job sites, as well as single family track homes. And again, just trying to navigate that whole sales process, which it can't always be easy, but using help, and as David mentioned, trying to ask for it from other people and having those nerve-wracking conversations. It's not easy, but you can get answers from some of them, and you kind of learn a lot more than what you would have thought through that. So yeah, really just again, harnessing those relationships and trying to navigate a sale and playing your part, whether that's getting out to an engineer firm, county code official, or connecting with these framers or the general contractors.
So Andy, last one for you is business plan wise. The Colorado market, obviously we've made commitments between yourself and our new rep, Drew Johnson, who he, like some of the folks on the team, he didn't go through and do these business. He's basically inherited business plans that maybe yourself or Danny or myself committed to. Mm-hmm. So how is obviously he's out there setting up tables like we all are and focusing. But you, so to speak, represent a tip of the trident. How are you helping out Drew and able to help bring some of those business plans to 100%?
Yeah, just in ways to help out, especially Drew being new. Even just yesterday we did a PK with one of our wholesalers, Boise Cascade, and after that hopped on Salesforce and took a look at clicked on the T50s. Obviously, we don't have 50 business plans, but we had upwards near 25, and just kind of sat with him and finding out, where he's been going and some of the areas he's been focusing more on. And, any way that we can help out, whether it's getting out to a job site or working events. I know tomorrow we've got one at Boulder Lumber, which is another great account for us that falls in that T20. They've got a tool trade-in day. We're going to actually have the whole team out there to not only push our product that we have within there, but talk to guys about Frame Fast, Pam Fast, and really the whole plethora of tools that we have. And with contractors coming in, knowing that it's a tool trade-in event. And so that's some of the ways that we're continuing to help out. And anyway, when it comes to Drew, knowing that he's newer, if he has any questions, and I know Danny does a great job of filling in for that, but any guys that he is looking to meet and just work on building those relationships, that's what I want to help out as, especially help and play the role of doing some of these business plans and even having the meetings prior to those to create those goals that we want to accomplish.
Awesome. Yeah, and obviously, when we're at one of those accounts, Andy, and you do a TPC, I think what's important to note, guys, is that account, even though Drew Johnson is the owner on Salesforce, if Andy does a Top Pro Connect or a job site visit, with a guy that, for that Boulder Lumber in this case, that'll still progress that business plan. So, if you are, way low on a business plan, you certainly can get if you happen to have a new housing rep in your territory or nearby, or your territory manager, your regional, is get them involved, and maybe they can do job site visits with you, and you can tag team it and knock it out. Anyway, guys, thanks for both of your time, and we'll get on now to an update on the score, and good getting to know you, Zach/Rico, and Derek. Have a good one, guys, and have a good trip together.
Yeah, thank you. Nice to meet you guys as well.
Yeah.
Take care.
Nice meeting you. Good seeing you, Derek.
Yeah.